Ooh, welcome everyone to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. Give me a follow over on the old tweet box at Sean T. Green. And as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use the promo code JUICE. $10 bet turns into $200 in free bets. If either team scores a touchdown, restrictions apply. Oh, what a brutal Monday night game. We'll get to all the picks. Have to just talk about the game as a whole, but Eagles didn't play their best game. I mean, did I think the Eagles were going to go 17-0? No. Enjoy your champagne, Larry Zonka. Enjoy your champagne, Don Shula. No, I never thought they were going to go 17-0. I'm not going to be excited or say, oh, it was a good loss. Yeah, great. No, it's not a good loss. Team lost. They got embarrassed almost on Monday Night Football. I don't know what we saw out of the defense there. It was just very soft. Maybe they're missing Jordan Davis more than I thought. He obviously adds a huge he's just a huge dude and really helps out the run defense, but they should have played better. And, you know, it was just a dink and dunk down the field, and shout out to the Commanders. They created some turnovers and, you know, got some stops when they needed to. So I'll say that. But that aside, let's get real about the referees. I'm not the guy that says, oh, they would have won the game if it wasn't for the refs. But there were some horrific calls against the Eagles. I mean, missing that blatant Dallas Goedert face mask, that was horrific. And he fumbled right during the face mask. That 15-yard penalty on CJGJ where he was still in bounds when he hit the player, and you're calling a late hit on that. And then I'll even give the Commanders that offensive PI I thought was a garbage call. But really, the way the game ended, that final penalty that Taylor Heineke drew, he drew the penalty. I mean, what is this? Is this the NBA where in the NBA you try and draw fouls as you go to the basket? He dropped down, he put his knee down, and, you know, Brandon Graham pulls off enough. It's like a late tap there. There was no reason to call that. You just didn't need to end you don't need to end the game that way. And I think they were the fans. But if I was a Commanders fan, I'd say, hey, well, first off, if it worked the other way, oh, what would you say with the Eagles fan? You say it's a great call. No, I wouldn't say that. I go, hey, refs mess up calls all the time. I'll take it. But I'm not going to say that was a good call. That was a horrible call. And I was complaining about the refs because, hey, it's my job. I'm contractually obligated to crap on the refs when they do a horrible job, and people go, oh yeah, they're trying to stand up for the refs. Like, come on, what are you, a ref guy now? You're going to defend the refs? It's a horrible call. You don't need to call that. And people go, oh, he was late. Rewatch it and wait till the whistle was blown. Then use that freeze frame and then send it over to me. The spirit of the rule of the late hit is you don't want someone getting hit after the play is done. But there's always going to be a little overflow from when you blow the whistle to when you stop. It's not, this isn't Squid Games where you have to instantly stop and freeze. Like, well, what world are you living in? There might be a little push after. Brandon Graham tries to hold up. He doesn't light him up or anything. The spirit of the rule is player safety, and I'm for rules that support player safety. But the fact that Taylor Heineke gets up and celebrates, that means his safety was not in danger, and you don't call that. All right. Apologies for that. I'm not going to apologize. The refs are horrible. Eagles weren't much better. All right, so Eagles obviously lost the first half bet because they looked bad in the first half and most of the game. A.J. Brown, receiving yards, was just a non-factor in the game. Seemed like he tweaked that ankle early on. And really, again, this is a play that really swung the game and the two props. Hurts threw a really great deep ball. I mean, this is what's really unfortunate as a Hurts fan, as an Eagles fan, and on these props. He hits A.J. Brown on this really deep ball, drops it in a bucket, and then, it's double coverage, but still kind of well placed, goes through the defender's hands, hits A.J. Brown in the hands, and then Commanders defender is able to pull it off of him. And then the other, like that deep ball to Quez Watkins, where it was a great deep ball, and then he gets up and immediately stripped from behind. So that A.J. Brown play, that was really horrible because it was a Hurts interception, which we lost on the under Hurts interception, and it obviously took away from the A.J. Brown receiving yard. So a double whammy there. Although my one saving grace was I did hit on the Curtis Samuel under 42.5 receiving yards. Hey, you guys want a winner? It's very easy. Great EV opportunity here. It's completely free. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/bettingpros, hit subscribe, comment on this very video. You're automatically entered to win an autographed Kenneth Walker jersey, courtesy of Pristine Auction. All right, we're going to get to the picks now. Here's what we got. We got one MACtion play and a couple of little college basketball, a little early college basketball. I've been handicapping a bunch of college basketball early on here. So a couple plays I like, and of course, got to give the folks what they love, MACtion. And comment on the, I said throw out a comment for the K9 video. Hit me up. What would you guys like to talk during the week? Do you want to talk MACtion? Do you want to talk NBA? Maybe even dabble NHL, college basketball. So college basketball, MACtion, NBA, NHL. What do you guys want to get picks on? Comment below in the YouTube video. Ohio at Ball State. I'm taking the home dog here, Ball State +4. You can get that over on PointsBet. Ohio's been playing really well, and they're a tough team to go against. But I think this is the perfect play here for Ball State. Ball State almost, you remember last week we had Ball State as a +340 dog, almost pulled that out. They were hanging around that game the entire time. Now, Ohio, on the other hand, just had a massive win against Miami, who, kind of a rivalry game. They're 6-0 ATS in the MAC. Now they go on the road at Ball State. This is a massive letdown spot. And you know who doesn't let us down? Carson Steele. That dude is a stud. It's like if Fabio played in the MAC. It's he's just an amazing running back. He's had back-to-back games with 190 rush yards. He's got that amazing hair flowing out of his helmet. He's a fun guy to watch. Like, he just runs super hard. And Ball State has surprisingly better pass defense than you would think. I think this is it just screams letdown spot for Ohio. So give me the home dog here. Ball State +4 points. You can get that over on PointsBet. All one unit plays tonight. Hey, next up, heading over to the hardwood. College basketball, New Mexico at SMU. I'm taking New Mexico on the money line, +165 over on BetMGM. New Mexico is 2-0 right now. They got wins over Southern Utah and South Alabama. Not exactly powerhouses per se, and this is their first game away from the pit, but I really like the program they're putting together. Rick Pitino's son, Richard Pitino, and the Lobos. They got a bunch of good players right now. They got Jalen House, 22 points per game, and Jamal Mashburn Jr., 20 points per game. Meanwhile, on the other side, SMU, again, it's still early, but I think the fact that you're getting this New Mexico team at +165 on the money line is a good opportunity. SMU has some decent guard play, but for me, it's just, I think this New Mexico team is going to sneak up on people and maybe even, make a little run here when we talk conference tournaments. Rob Lanier for SMU, first season. So I don't know. I just like everything that Pitino and the Lobos have going for them. I just don't think SMU should be this big of a favorite this early in the season. I think what we've seen from this New Mexico team, I think this should be closer to a pick'em. So the fact that we're getting +165 on the money line, give me New Mexico. It's just fun to bet early college basketball. If you're a drinker, it's like March Madness is St. Patrick's Day, right? That's where everyone comes out of the woodwork. Hey, I'm here. But if you're a drinker, you're drinking all year round, and St. Patrick's Day is kind of for amateurs. And you can think of the same when it comes to March Madness. Now, I obviously will still be getting down on tons of March Madness picks, but I feel like you can find some really fun little opportunities here early on in the college basketball slate, because there's not a ton of information out there. And if you watch a bunch of these games, like I do, shout out to God's Eye in the SGPN studios. We got 8 TVs. We're going to put on some college hoops when football is down or during the day. And you pick up a little bit on these teams. And I think that adds up, especially early on in the season. Next up, final pick. Keeping it on the college basketball world, Vermont at USC. I'm keeping it chalky here. Give me USC -10.5 over on FanDuel. Vermont is one of these teams I normally like early in that first round of the tournament because they've had a whole season of playing together. They're usually like a senior, junior lead-in team that knows how to play together. But early in the year, this far away from home, I'm looking to fade them. They're off to a little bit of a rough start, 1-2. They lost to St. Mary's, and then they had a double overtime loss to Cal State Fullerton on Sunday. And now quick turnaround here for tonight against USC. In general, the Vermont program's usually pretty solid, but I think this USC team is just licking their chops because, again, Vermont, I think, is probably gassed on this road trip. Again, double OT on Sunday night. Now you're playing again at USC. USC had a win against Alabama State. They lost their opener against Florida Gulf Coast, a team they had no business losing to. They shot 16% from the three, so it's a bit of an outlier for this USC team. They're just super talented. They have a ton of size on this Vermont team. So USC is going to roll tonight. So give me USC minus 10.5, little late night tip there. And New Mexico on the money line plus 165. And of course, you got to give you guys your MACtion fix. Ball State plus 4. Get that over on PointsBet. Hey, BetMGM.com, promo code JUICE. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And check out the Sports Gambling Podcast as well, my other podcasts. You know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.